Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Matt here, and this is Kevin, of course. Today we're going to be doing the battle of the bolt guns versus the semis. We have 3 different 1022s. Your Ruger 1022, which is the competition model. I have the Grey Birch Fusion, my kid build, and then he's going to be shooting his CZ 457. I'm going to be shooting my Vudoo 360. And we're just gonna see, not really scientifically, more or less practically, if the semis today can keep up with the bolt guns.
Yeah, it's really windy today, and that's kind of why we decided to do it, is because, yes, under windless conditions, surely the bolts are probably better, but we're gonna be shooting out up to 200 yards, so at
218 yards.
218 yards,
yeah.
But at this distance, does it really matter? You know, are you gonna get out of the bolt gun, are you going to get a 7-inch group versus a 10-inch group, or are you going to get a 4-inch group versus an 8-inch group? And that's kind of the magnitude we want to see, with the fact that it's -5 and windy today.
Yeah, so it is cold. What I find anyway with Rimfire is the SDs do open up with colder temperatures. So again, we're looking for practical results, seeing if the semis can keep up with the bolts. We have a scoring system in place. We're going to be shooting groups at 50, 100, 200 yards, and then a few fun challenges to see overall which rifles kind of stack up and how so relative to each other. So that's basically it. Let's go. These are the 5 rifles that will be in the running today. The Vudoo, the 3 1022s in the middle. That's the kid build, the Grey Birch, the Ruger competition, and then of course the trusty CZ 457. All right, so we're about to do the 50-yard challenge. We're gonna shoot one group of 5 rounds, each rifle, no sighters. Well, we just sighted in, but no, we're gonna do from cold bore or whatever. Best group gets 5 points, and then each consecutive rifle that does worse minuses 1 point, so the worst group gets 1 point. I hope I did that right.
Yeah, 5 points for the best, 1 point for the worst, and then down by 1 every
Exactly, so the order we're gonna shoot these rifles in for every challenge is gonna be the 457, the Vudoo, the Kid, the Grey Birch, and then the Ruger competition. Yeah. So 5 rounds. Kevin, if you wanna load it, I will not distract you.
Oh, that's fine.
And we do have our pasters down there labeled, so we know which one we're shooting at. I'm gonna get my binoculars so I can take a look. You can go whenever. And it is windy. Very, very windy today. Again, we're not doing this for absolute group size, just to see if the semis can hold with the bolt actions. Alright, so we have some vertical strings, but it's really tight wind-wise.
Yeah.
Alright, so see it.
Oh, -1 point.
So another rule we have is anytime a rifle has an issue, it doesn't matter if it's a rim lock or like a failure to extract or something, it's -1 point.
That's right.
So
if you would have cleaned it and got first place, you automatically drop to a 4.
Exactly. So I have a rim lock there, which is something, it's user error, but honestly these mags are so prone to rim lock that it's kind of a design fault, I would say, at this point.
Right, yeah.
So that's -1 point for the Vudoo. Do you remember how many I fired? That was 3, right?
That was 3.
Okay, so this is 4.
I think so.
Oh, the board's moving. That's 5 rounds.
Okay, we're gonna do the Kid.
Yep.
The Ruger copy Kid next. I don't know if you call this a Ruger 1022 or if you call it...
It's the Kid build.
All right.
All right, probably about a 1-inch group or so.
Yeah, I would say so.
Grey Birch stock sucks for riding a bag because it's so small.
Okay.
So about a 1-inch group as well, similar to the Kid actually.
I'd say similar, maybe just a little bigger.
Just a little bigger, yeah. We'll take a look.
All right. Okay, here we go. Ruger 1022 competition with Ellie Force.
Yeah.
That's also something to note. None of these are shooting the same ammo.
That's true. So very unscientific.
All right, so definitely the worst so far.
So the first rifle we shot was Kevin's 457. It's about a 1.25 inch group, I would say. These are 2-inch stickers, so we'll call that 1.25 inch. This is by far the best group from the Vudoo 360, but since I had one malfunction, it's -1 point for a total of 4. So
it is.
You got 5 points, -1.
That's right.
Okay, out of these two, which one's better? I think the kid is actually tied.
I would give it to the kid.
All right, so this is second place with another 4 points.
Yeah.
4 points, 4 points. Okay.
I would give the Grey Birch probably 4th.
Yeah, so it goes 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4, 5.
I would say so.
All right, so Vudoo, Kid, 457, Grey Birch, and then the 1022.
Yeah,
All
but
right,
because the Vudoo
Malfunctioned once.
it actually swaps place with the kid.
Well, they tied then.
Oh, I guess so.
Yeah, they tied. So it's 4, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes, correct.
All right, so let's pull this target in. We got another one at 100 we're gonna set up now.
All right, and there's no changing point of impact. You always have to aim at the same spot.
Aim dead center. We're just going for
Yeah.
group size.
Oh boy.
Yikes.
And yeah, that was all 10.
Okay, given the wind conditions today, besides that one shot that dropped really low.
That was that was brutal. That turned it into a 4-inch. Besides that, it's maybe like 3 inches.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's like 2.5 inches without that one shot.
Yeah.
But yeah, you had one flyer there.
Yeah, that flyer is that's really that's a real shame.
That's a real unfortunate flyer.
All right.
Let's take the Vudoo out. Yeah, the wind is brutal today though, so I don't expect any of these groups to be
Great.
real stellar.
Yeah. All right, well, that was pretty darn nice.
My elevation is spot on, but
Perfect.
it's just wind, I believe.
What ammo's in there? That's this stuff?
Oh, I may have only shot 9. Let me shoot the last one here.
Okay.
Yes. Didn't change the group size. Yeah, it's long range match. Yeah, dial 2.1. You feel
Oh yeah, holy moly.
in the cold, the air.
Wow, that's terrible.
I might send it back.
You have to. That's brutal.
Yeah, you can't even dial it like it's so stiff.
No.
Brutal.
That is brutal.
Yeah.
All right, let's check the parallax real quick.
And my other area doesn't do that. So.
No, mine definitely doesn't.
Yeah. Alright, so it's a really open group as well. Similar to your 457.
So maybe the shooter just doesn't know what he's doing.
But like, look, if you look at it, the elevation is half decent.
Yeah.
A lot of the horizontal today is wind.
Yeah.
But the elevation is decent. It's a similar group size to the 457.
Yeah.
So that was 10 rounds, and it's actually a pretty tight group. It's tighter than the kid.
Yeah?
Yeah, like, I don't know if this just likes the ammo better, but I doubt a little bit too high. Here you go.
Okay.
Alright, I can't see much out of my binoculars, so. I saw the paper move.
Yeah, that was low.
Well, okay, I'm gonna just keep.
You're about, I want to say 0.8 low.
Yeah, I'm gonna just keep going.
Okay. Okay, that one is a 0.5 low, 0.5 to the left.
Okay.
Same spot. It was about 1 inch below the bullseye. That was in line with the bullseye. 2 inches low. Half inch low. Yeah, same little spot there, yeah. Okay, good. Good.
That was it?
Yeah, they're not going to interfere with each other.
Man, the groups today suck.
No, that's a pretty good group.
Is it?
For 200 yards, yeah.
Yeah. In these conditions. Okay.
Man, this thing is stiff.
I know that.
8.5 or 9?
Do 9. Yeah, that turret needs to go back to lock on. Like it's so.
Okay, wrong ammo.
Yeah.
No idea. Okay. Oh no. Okay, look away again. Oh, look. Real low. Okay, one thing. Keep going. Okay, well, that was way off. Okay, I see it. Yeah. No, keep going. That was bullseye. Oh, that was the bullseye. Not sure. Bullseye.
I didn't change my hold for any of those.
So I'll tell you what happened there. The group size is like this big. I'm not even lying. But you have 3 that hit the bullseye.
I didn't change my hold at all.
No, I know. So 3 of them hit the bottom. 1 of them went way high.
Okay.
And then 3 of them hit the bullseye.
So this is probably in 5th place for 200 yards.
Oh, I would think so.
Yeah.
Although it actually hit the most bullseyes.
But that's not what we're going for.
No, but it was actually pretty good.
Interesting. All right,
But yeah, it was all over the place.
Yeah, I had no idea where it was headed.
Okay.
Let's go. By the way, so this video, we're just gonna stop here after the paper target is at 200 because it's freezing. It looks like we're just warm, but it must be like -10 with the wind chill, so we're done. Can't feel our fingers, and we're calling it quits after this.
It's just the wind that's really...
Yeah, the wind sucks. So anyway,
Yeah.
debrief these targets quick and get out of here. We were gonna do some extra fun challenges, but we will leave that for another day.
The order of shooting, again, was always the CZ457, then the Vudoo, then the Kid, then the Grey Birch, and then the Ruger. Now, you'll notice that the CZ didn't hit anything. Anyway, so whenever I was sighting this in, I actually hit low. So those shots do not belong to the Vudoo, those belong to the 457.
Yeah, because he was using this as sighters quick.
Yeah, so put an X on those.
Are not Vudoo shots.
No, those are 4. And then whenever I came back in to shoot the actual group, once I knew where I was aiming,
He hit that one.
I actually shot over here.
Okay, so let's go.
By accident. It's a 6-inch group.
Okay,
correct.
let me just write that right now. 6-inch.
That's a terrible 6.
Sorry.
Okay, the Vudoo. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Too bad, yeah.
So all of them are there, and that is a 5 3/4 inch group.
Barely better.
Yeah, barely better. All right, next we've got the Kid.
Okay, so
the Kid, we're all to the right. So the group size on the Kid is 7-inch exactly. Okay, the Kid is 7-inch. And they are all on paper.
Our Grey Birch now. Grey Birch has the most bullseye.
Okay, the Grey Birch actually has the most bullseyes, but the funny part with the Grey Birch is I see Matt hit one right way up and then he's off the paper, or I didn't see any impact, so it was all over the place.
And I do want to say I did not change my hold at all.
Yeah.
I was always holding half a mil from center, but my elevation hold was the same.
Well, basically, yeah. So the group on this is actually not very good. It's
a foot.
It's about a foot. Yeah, call it a foot, just to be generous.
Not great at all. Again, like who knows? Not ideal. Not ideal.
Yeah, that wasn't now. Like again, like. Okay, so finally the Ruger. This one, because we're just a hair over 7, so call it 7 1/8.
7 1/8.
Yeah, 7 1/8.
So the scoring for the 200 yard, it starts at 20, less 4 for each consecutive worst rifle.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so the best group for the 200 was the Vudoo, so that gets 20 points.
Yeah, with 5 3/4 inch.
Yeah. The second best is the CZ457 that was shot on the wrong target. So this gets 16 points, correct?
Yeah, and the grouping for that was 6 inches.
6 inches.
Next is going to be the Kid with a group size of 7 inches.
Okay, so that gets 12 points.
Next is the Ruger, which has a group size of 7 1/8 of an inch.
It was almost a tie, but
almost a tie.
We
but
don't do ties here.
That's right. And then finally, in a very fitting, I shouldn't say fitting last place, but definitely last place, unquestionably, is the Grey Birch with a 12-inch group.
Unfortunately. So that gets 4 points. Yeah. All right, so we still have the 100 yard to mark, and then we'll tally up the points and see how the semis stack up with the bolts. All right, so we just took a look and measured out the 100 yard target here for the 5 rifles. We have all of them tallied up and ranked, but just to go over the 100 yard thing first, for the scoring of this, it starts at 10, -2 for each consecutively worse rifle. My mouth is so cold I can't speak. The 457 was the first rifle to go. The total group size with this one fly is 2 7/8 inches. Now, Kevin knows that his rifle match lot has been really weird and it's been giving him really low flyers in terms of velocity. So without the flyer, which will still count for the competition, but without the flyer, it's 1 7/8, so it can still shoot pretty well. We went to the Vudoo, really nice tight group in terms of vertical spread. This was a lot of wind, but it's 1 7/8. Then we shot the Kid, which is this group here. 10 shots, 2 3/4, maybe a little bit less with our measuring device. It's not the most accurate. Then the Grey Birch was really impressive. The Grey Birch Fusion here is a 1 1/2 inch group. Again, we're always measuring furthest shots apart. So it actually beats out the Vudoo, even though the Vudoo is really tight in the vertical spread. This is a tighter group overall with 1 1/2. And the Ruger here, 1022, was fairly similar to the Kid, but from our measuring, it's slightly over 2 3/4. So we're gonna give the advantage between these two to the Kid. So, final scoring, you can read it yourself here. Again, with the one malfunction with the Vudoo, that was -1 point at 50 yards. But the total points are at the bottom here. In first place, we had the Vudoo, 32 points. Second place actually goes to the, is that right? Oh yeah, okay. So, it's surprising. Yeah. Second place goes to the Kid, 1022, with 22 points. 457, 21 points. The Grey Birch Fusion with 20 points. And in last place, with a substantial loss in points, is the Ruger 1022 with 9 points. So just to sum up this entire video, because the whole point of this was to see if practically a 1022 can keep up with bolt guns, and I think it's safe to say that they can. Looking at these scores, we got 22, 21, and 20 for these 3 guns. 2 of them are 1022 builds. So in these horrible wind conditions we're getting today with really cold temperatures, again, 3 very unscientific tests that we just wanted to do for fun. It looks like a 1022 can stack up with the big boys out to at least 200 yards on a day like this, just for pure style accuracy, practical accuracy. So anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this fun video. It is freezing, my nose is running, and I can't speak properly, so we're gonna get on out of here. Take care everyone, thanks for watching, cheers.